people think that that is normal, or at one point they think like, oh, it belongs to life, and somehow, with age, this just comes, it's natural, it's normal, and then they still find it at one point too much, so then they come for some extra support. And yeah, it's been around for 10 years, 15 years. I wish to go get to a point where people realize more and more how health is actually everything, that is at the base of everything, and we can chase all kinds of other things and be busy with everything else, but if we are not healthy, we will not feel good, and then we are not ultimately happy.
Welcome back to the channel Making Waves, where we dive into the stories of incredible women who are making differences and genuinely transforming lives. And today I'm thrilled to introduce you an extraordinary guest, Adrienn, the passionate founder of Soul in Balance, reflexology practice in Amsterdam and Purmerend. Adrienn is originally from Hungary and living in the Netherlands for nearly 16 years. Adrienn has journeyed from over a decade of corporate life to embracing her true calling as a reflexologist. With extensive training, Adrienn has dedicated herself to the art of science of reflexology, offering a pathway to wellness beyond conventional treatments. And I really love that. Adrienn's practice focuses on clients' holistic well-being. So she addresses issues ranging from stress and burnout to digestive complaints and hormonal imbalances, with reflexology serving as a powerful complement to traditional healthcare. So Adrienn's approach is rooted in belief that improving blood and energy circulations, calming the nervous system, and supporting the body's natural healing process can lead to profound transformation in health and happiness. And it sounds absolutely amazing. And I'm really looking forward to dive into that more. And today we will explore Adrienn's inspiring transition from the corporate world to holistic health, delve into fascinating world of reflexology, and discover how she's helping people navigate their way to healthier living by addressing the root cause of their health issues, not just symptoms. And I think this is the root of our also conversation. So join us as we uncover the power of investing time in yourself, the benefits of reflexology, and Adrienn's vision for the world where prevention is prioritized over the cure. It's a conversation you don't want to miss, especially if you are on the journey towards wellness and seeking a little bit of inspiration. Adri, welcome today. It's great to have you.
This was a very complete introduction. Wow, I couldn't have said it better. So thank you so much for having me today here. And I'm really excited to share my story. It's really the first time for me ever to be on YouTube. So I'm really curious how our conversation will go today. And I'm very happy to share some details of what I'm doing, how I got here.
Wonderful. It's really, I'm so thrilled to have you because we've been in that corporate world together. We know each other. We support each other on the entrepreneurial journey. We're friends, and I love to share your story because I think that it's inspiring. And it's a true testament that if you want something, you put an effort, you invest in yourself, you can make that happen and you can be successful. And is there something in that introduction that I haven't said, and it's important also to your story, or something that you would like to share?
Yeah, you shared really everything about what reflexology stands for. And indeed, I was already intrigued and interested very much into how I can help people, how I could support them on their well-being journey. It was obvious to me I can never become a doctor. That's not really not really my calling. But I was really looking for something that can assist people, or at least just support next to their traditional, next to traditional healthcare, how they can work on themselves and how we can work together, because that's maybe an important aspect here, that it's not just me working on the client, but then it's a cooperation between us. and the client has to be open as well and receiving and do their part of the work as well. And, you know, some of them have an aha moment where they realize, oh yeah, this might be behind my complaints, etc. And then we work together on getting them better. So it's not just on me, let's say.
I really love it that you're saying, so there is a like an active part from your clients. So they just really need to also showing up for themselves and just invest in their being. And of course I remember that while you were still in corporate world, you were already investing in yourself and you've been interested and looking for that calling. But I'm curious if there was any pivotal moment or a day or an event that was that aha moment for you. It's like, okay, I want something different. I want a different calling or purpose.
Yeah, I think there were maybe several aha moments, because when it first came, I think I just ignored or pushed it away. And then this feeling, this inner feeling or inner voice got stronger with time. And then I was like, this is nice, my job is exciting, I love my colleagues, it's such a nice work atmosphere, but there is something missing. And I couldn't really grasp what or how, where shall I go, what should I do. I'm also a very impatient person in general, and I want everything to work immediately. But I realized with career, you cannot just make this change like this and then go and do something else. So I actually really needed support. So for me, at the time where I was thinking to start studying something or go in a new direction, I had a lovely colleague who was also studying to become a coach, and she offered a few sessions. So we sat down together and then we went through my ideas, but more importantly, we went through my barriers and my fears and what is in the way, and just really investigating them, why these stopped me from at least starting somewhere. And that's when I realized, like, okay, I can still do my job and then on the side start something next to, like, there's so many possibilities. And I did a workshop in reflexology at the school where I then later on signed up. And I liked it. And I thought, okay, I would just sign up for the first year. Let's see how it goes. If it goes well and I still like it, I can continue. It was a 3-year study plus an extra year for the basics of Western medicine. And at one point I found myself back in the school and studying every week. And that next to a little small baby that I just had a few months before. So it was, I think, a little intense period, but I don't regret that I started those studies back then, because a few years later there came the moment, it feels like it was perfect timing, that I actually could make the choice to go and start something new. So.
It's a beautiful story, and it's so many things to unpack here, because I really love that how you, when you said, like, okay, I was happy, everything was great, but there was something missing, right? And you really went in a search for what it was, and you've been resourceful and use the coach as a resource to just go deeper and just put your thoughts and feelings into a place to say, okay, so what it is it something tangible for me? And then you went after it, and you said that it was a very intense time, because going back to school, having full-time job and having a little boy next to you, so it must have been, it wasn't easy, I assume, right? It was an intense period.
Definitely not easy. So I really had support from my husband, and we really shared tasks and everything, so that this is becoming possible. And again, I was not sure where it's leading, but at least I gave myself the permission to do something for myself outside of my previous professional life. and to really devote time, to give time, energy, put money in there, and to really say, this is for myself. I honestly, when I think back before that moment, I hardly ever did something for myself. Maybe next to, besides some massage once in a while, or this very like, yeah, few small things. But this just felt like it's a big decision for myself. And I think that's where I started to realize the importance of more self-love, self-care. And yeah, that has been a huge, yeah, a very important journey for me.
I really love that, what you're saying. Yes, that was something for me. So you invested, you believed in yourself, you put the time, energy, and money. So that was absolutely the priority in your life. I really love that. And it turns out as a big success. Going now from the little bit of a bigger picture, if we look at it, with the work that you are doing, what kind of impact you're hoping to make for your clients, make for the people around you, or maybe even going bigger in the world around you?
Yeah, so how I go to work every day is that I wish that I impact at least one person's life that day, and that is already making me happy. And it doesn't mean that, yeah, I find myself important and that I'm gonna change someone's life, but I find that because of, like, every interaction is different with every client, and we have with all my clients, I have really like good relationship, and we build some trust, and that's the most important for a session to succeed, or a treatment. And yeah, what I really would like is, because there are all kinds of clients coming to me, and some have already chronic issues which have been going on for a long time. And I find that people think that that is normal, or at one point they think like, oh, it belongs to life, and somehow, you know, with age this just comes, it's natural, it's normal. And then they still find it at one point too much, so then they come for some extra support. And yeah, it's been around for 10 years, 15 years. I wish to go get to a point where people realize more and more how health is actually everything, how that is at the base of everything, and we can chase all kinds of other things and be busy with everything else, but if we are not healthy, we will not feel good, and then we are not ultimately happy. And yeah, I wish that I can help people discover how prevention is better than cure, which is just great if you do something for yourself while you are not yet having issues, or that you seek help earlier in time, where you think, yeah, something is off, something feels a bit weird. Maybe I will now just reach out already and see if I can be helped, because if there is a minor imbalance, it's much easier to help and get that balance back than when you are further down the road and things are just really, really wrong. And then reflexology can help, but it won't take 3 or 4 treatments. It's gonna be a long way, often. On the other hand, what's also important is that many of these challenges, health challenges, are coming from an emotional background. And that's why this is one of the questions in my intake form. If something happened, like what major life events happened in a person's life, because that can be such a shock, or an emotional shock, that can really then turn into physical complaint at one point. And it doesn't have to be something big, but something that really touched someone. And the other big deal is stress, because very often, stress that you feel because of something, either that you're maybe not good enough, or something is just too much, but you have to push it through. That stress stands behind a lot of the illnesses. And so I want to, besides helping people, I would like that more and more people understand how this works, that more and more people also discover how complementary therapies like reflexology can assist them or accompany them on their way next to traditional medicine. And I'm really hoping that we will see in the future, also in the Netherlands, that traditional medicine and traditional healthcare and complementary therapies would somehow intertwine and work more together in the future, because I think that would be really beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because you also said it about that holistic approach, right? So this is touching the also, of course, physical aspect, but also, as you mentioned, that emotional, right? Because our emotions have also space in our body. And what you said, that some people are just really thinking that different type of discomfort or pain are just been with them for so many years, so that it's normal to have them. So my question is, what is the age range of your clients?
Yeah, I think the youngest person was around 20, 22. Besides a few little clients who came for baby reflexology, but in general, around 20 up to 60, 65. But yeah, the majority of clients are between 30, 40, 45 years old.
Yes, and you've mentioned also the stress, right? That's a huge factor, that it's causes or in a root cause of all those symptoms that we are having. And how are you helping those people who are under huge stress? And you also mentioned burnout, and there is something that we kind of this is our topic, let's say. So how do you help those clients? What kind of treatments or you could you not have them, or just like invite them to have, and how you work with people who are under this huge stress, and then something is not working well for them?
So the first step is actually to make them aware, because it's quite interesting to see how many people think that they do not have any stress. But then when we talk, it turns out that they're just used to the huge amounts of stress every day.
Oh.
And I think when there is stress going on for longer than 2 months and they're continuously in this fight and flight mode, then you won't even realize anymore, while your hormonal system is already all over the place and it's totally out of balance. But you just get used to it. You get used to going, and then you don't realize that there is stress in your life. Maybe at one point you won't sleep that well. That's already a sign that you cannot really rest anymore, or that your digestive system is going to be upset, etc. But for people who are aware of their stress, basically the base will stay the reflexology treatment, because by working on most of the cases on the feet, but I will explain a bit, I also work sometimes on the hands because of the meridians that start there. I work on the head, I work on the ears with ear reflexology, but the basis is the feet. And when your attention then goes from the head to the feet, because that's where something is being done with your toes, then it's gonna be a nice feeling. You feel like, okay, I'm actually not busy with my own things and my own thoughts, but I am going down there and I just feel what's happening. We also have a very important acupressure point on the bottom of the foot, like on the sole. And that is a point that really helps us ground and just really put back on the ground. So very, very often, and some clients already on the first time, some later on, they just fall asleep, or like kind of go in between this alert and sleepy state. And it's a place, they say, it's really nice because they still receive the treatment, but they are just really it's just a nice place to be. And that's where you
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, that's where you most benefit from a session. And besides that, I always think of additional things that I can share, like how to reset the nervous system, some breathing exercise, affirmations. We do with some clients tapping, the EFT, which is about somehow digesting and work on your emotions that might be stuck in your meridian system. And with that tapping and different affirmations, you can really work on your feelings instead of pushing them away. So I'm really like combining all of these things, and yeah, this is what I think brings the most result.
Yeah. And I think that it's what you really said. So it is bringing also your clients to here and now, right? Because as you said, they are no longer in their thoughts and thinking about tomorrow, or being, as I call it, in the tomorrow's land, but just suddenly oh, this is my body, this is where I am. And already it brings quite of a relief.
Yes, definitely. And for some of them, it takes a bit longer. So sometimes I hear, yeah, I was still busy for like 20 minutes, and then it took me such an effort to just really come back all the time. But indeed, I apply different techniques. So you will definitely feel certain points, although the idea is not that it's ever very painful, but I do work on different zones and areas. And then it continuously reminds the client to, okay, just feel what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. So this is really about, because as you said that you said also that you're working with little babies for reflexology for babies, but also for mothers, for clients who are busy in that in this busyness and the world of corporate world, and also people who are already maybe are not in their prime of in terms of productivity, but they are still active, and they just really wanted to change how they were living, and to make a change. What are the biggest benefits of going through your treatments, and what your clients are saying when they are done with the treatment? What is happening for them?
Yeah, it's a great question. So let's see, where should I start? Well, usually what I recommend is to do few sessions at least, especially if someone never had done reflexology before. If you are not sure how it works and what it does, then it takes a little bit of time, maybe. But so depending on the client, sometimes you have some results already after 2-3 sessions, sometimes after a few more, and sometimes it takes longer. And depends really on how long you have been having your health issues, and then it takes, of course, different amount of time. But when someone comes with a main issue, that's what we focus on. However, there are always other things, right? There are secondary issues as well. And I like to focus on the main issue. Intention is very important from my side, to really know this is what we want to get better. If that is like constipation, if that is pain somewhere, if that is during pregnancy having some heartburn, anything, that I will work on that. And then let's say after a few sessions, we will discuss how that main problem, as well as maybe the sub-complaints, have changed. Is there any change? Because even if I work on something, it can be that the client's body is picking up on something else. There is always something happening in the body after you have stimulated or triggered those areas or those reflexes. But sometimes the body finds something else more important. So it can be that some other aspect improves, and not the one that we mainly work on. Yeah. But what the clients then say, oh yeah, I feel better. Like someone who has had panic attacks after an operation because it was so scary. Then we worked on that for a few months, and yeah, it's been completely away. And then we learned how to breathe better and how to stay calmer. And someone who had also constipation for 15 years and now not suffering from that anymore. Like these are really the successes, but again, it's not my success, because what I believe is that the client is the healer. It is their body, it is their process. So they get some stimulant for an hour, and then they go home. And the body then works and reacts on what has just happened. And yeah, this is why I really like doing what I do, because then you hear back after a few sessions that this or that has improved, and they feel better, or they didn't have a cramp when their cycle started. There can be really various things that happen. So.
Yeah, that's really amazing, because as you said, like the body is so intelligent, as you said, that it's like picking up on some other aspect, even though you have that main issue, that might be something else happening on the way too. And because we talked about the reflexology, but you already mentioned the breath work and tapping. So is that something that you're combining in the sessions, or how does it work? Because you use those different tools to support and to help your clients.
Yes, indeed. Tapping and breath work I currently use as a combination. So means that I will plan, if we plan a longer session, then I will work 30 minutes with the breath work, or we learn tapping together. And then afterwards we continue with reflexology. Once in a while I am doing breath work for a full hour with a few clients. And then I set it up in a way that that I check what they need and which type of breathing exercises would be the best for them in order to improve. If it's someone who has no energy, we will do something completely different than for someone who is always just going, doing, who needs to calm down. So yes, I'm combining it at the moment, and I'm usually then discussing with clients if I feel that there is a need and that they would benefit from one or the other during our next session.
Absolutely. That's really wonderful. And it's because I want to go back to that the beginning of our conversation when we said that you're going in that holistic approach, that you're focusing on rather prevention than dealing with the aftermath, and that is your mission, that you really want people to take care of their well-being, and that it's like absolutely amazing, because you're changing people's lives, right? You're bringing their health to another level, and because they have been in contact with you, their well-being, their health, that stress level is going down, right? That the pain is going away. So that is a huge relief, and you took that courageous step from something that you were doing completely different and being in a different environment to go and be on that mission. And I really love that you just really stood up for yourself. You invested in yourself, and you've done amazing work. And now you are just making changes people's lives. And I'm curious, is there anything that you would say to yourself if you have an opportunity to go back in time, something back then to yourself? If then, what would it be?
I would say more things to myself if I could go back. One thing is to listen to that inner voice a bit more, because I'm still discovering it at this moment, how I'm not doing that very often, and I would like to listen to my gut feeling way more in the future. And it's so important when you feel that there is something, and that you're maybe not anymore at the right place, because something can be the right place for you for a long time, but just look at it and understand that you might long for something else. Of course, I was super afraid, right? It's not like it was like, yay, let's go now and do something else. But yeah, just to be out of your comfort zone here and there a little bit, to try out what happens. Like, okay, you're scared maybe of a situation, but then you just try to do it anyway, even if it's as small as maybe say hello to a stranger on the street and smile and see what's happening, whatever. But just to get out of that comfort zone and be okay with it, even if the result is not fabulous. But also to be more patient. Like when I started, I was thinking like, okay, now it has to just be busy, right? I just started and I want to have a full practice. And people say it takes 2 years, but it won't take 2 years for me. It's gonna be fine. Let's just do this. And yeah, it takes time indeed, because yeah, now I have a lot of clients that are returning clients, and they come like once in a month or once in every 6 weeks for just for maintenance, which is great. They are the people who feel good and they come because they want to keep it. So this is great. And this is how you then have more and more people, and they talk to each other and they let each other know, like, you know, I had benefited from this, and then maybe it is something for you. And now I'm busy, and it's nice. I can yeah, decide about my own time. When do I want to work? When not? But yeah, a bit more patience. I would definitely recommend it for myself. Yeah, these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as you said, like being patient, but it's still, as you said, even that the results might not be what we expected, what we wanted to be, but still continue showing up and doing the things that you truly want to do. And then after a time, maybe not after before 2 years, you mark 2 years, but maybe a little bit later, things will fall into place, and you're gonna be doing what you truly wanted to do. Okay, so this is and just going outside of your comfort zone and trying and just being out there, challenge yourself. And there, I think because it was really courageous decision of yours, just like, okay, there is something inside. I feel that there is more for me. And you took that courageous step to work with a coach. Then you took that courageous step to invest in yourself, as you said, going back to school, not easy, right? Especially when you have little kids there. So it is again investing time, energy, and money, but that requires believe in yourself and truly believing in yourself and your capabilities. Yes, I can do this. I can, and I want to.
Definitely. Yes, indeed. And I think there have been moments when, of course, I got weaker, and I thought, oh my God, like, oh, seriously, like, yeah, this is not gonna work. Like, what am I thinking? And yeah, that's the nice thing, that you then then you get out of there, and then you just go again. And I think, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you just pop back up. You can just talk some courage into yourself. Of course, also your loved ones, that can then help you in those moments to just continue and to say, yeah, this is gonna be all right. And just do what you do the consistent work, and that's gonna be good. So yeah. And, you know, for people, for example, because I do something that is completely different from what I did before. There are people who work in a field, they build up a lot of knowledge, then they go and make their own company based on all that knowledge that they gathered. And then I think it's a totally different path. Then you can build on that knowledge, and you can start. And yes, you still have to find clients, but then it's maybe a little bit easier. And if you find something totally new to do, then you really do start from zero. What can make it a little bit easier maybe is that you don't completely, let's say, quit your job, but you still do a few days, or you do something else that gives you like a base. Like, for example, for me, it's very important, safety, and to feel that I am financially okay. So if that is an issue, it's just good to do like a 2 days job or 3. And then next to that, start your business. And then when you feel that that's picking up, then you can drop the other work so that you can completely go for your own business. So there are different ways, but there are always ways to do this. And I wanted to mention one funny thing. Like, no one in our family was an entrepreneur. Like, it's just not in the family. But both me and my sister decided, actually in the same year, in 2020, to go and just do our own business. So she started to make her own products, and I started to provide my own service. And she was doing it on the side next to her work already. And then that's how she then decided that she will go full in. And what I learned during my studies is that sometimes when you really close one door, fully close it, then another one will open. So actually might be very hard to do this step, but there will be a new opportunity coming if you are really saying goodbye to the stuff that you did before.
Yes, yes, absolutely, and I really love that because being first entrepreneur in the family is also not easy, because people around you, they just don't really understand what it's coming with that, and they just also cannot truly fully support you because again, they've never done it for themselves. And also about this going into the field that you haven't been an expert, right? So it also comes with the building that credibility that you are good in what you do, in something in a completely different field that you've been expert in the past. And we've both experienced that, and it takes a little bit maybe longer to build that business, but it's not impossible, right? I would say it is possible, and maybe with a little bit of more patience, it is possible to do that. And of course, with a smart business plan, with a right approach. And that's really what I really want to emphasize, that it is possible. It might take a little bit longer, requires maybe a little bit more a different approach, but it is possible, and you can be successful. And if people who are listening are inspired by that story, and I hope they are, and they want to also experience your treatment, how they can reach out to you, what are the ways, so what are the best ways to work with you, and how they can find you?
Yeah, that's thank you. I have a website where they can look around, because I also share quite some information all in general about reflexology and what it can help with, etc. So the website is soulimbalance.com.
And we're gonna put it under that video, so you can go and check and click it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and then they can book online a session with me, or if there are questions, then I have my contacts out there, so I can be contacted by email or WhatsApp, and then I can get back if there are questions. And yeah, I'm very happy to meet new clients, of course, all the time. So
Wonderful. So if you want to know more, go and check that website. Reach out to Adri if you want to have an online breath session, or you are around here in Amsterdam or Purmerend and you want to come. There also that is a possibility to meet Adri. Be careful, because the waiting list is quite long. So there's more and more people truly interested in reflexology, and they see the benefits. So go and check. And at the end of our conversation, Adri, I have a last question. In just a few words, what kind of legacy you want to leave behind, if any?
yeah, I was thinking about this already, and I do not know yet exactly. I know that I'm on the right path. To be honest, I don't even know if, because I keep learning and I keep discovering new things and new directions. It can be that in a few years I will slightly change direction. I just know that it's important that I want to help people, and in a holistic way. But there are so many exciting and new ways of doing that as well, that I just want to do my best to make sure that I can touch some people's lives in one way or another.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you're already doing it. So, so thank you for that, because that's I think very important work that you are doing, and I really love your approach to just really going for that prevention mode, and instead of just dealing with the aftermath on some yeah, challenging situations. So if you're feeling that stress is eating you, and you just really need some help, do not wait. Just go and do it, because yeah, you can feel way better, and you can have a completely different quality of life already now. So why wait? Right. So Adri, thank you very much for today's conversation, for all the work that you are doing, and for sharing with us a little bit more about the reflexology tapping and breath work and the benefits of it. So thank you so much for your time and sharing your inspiring story with us.
Thank you so much also for having me today.
Wonderful. Thank you. And go and check the link and see what Adri can do for you.